Hilal-e-Pakistan. According to Pakistanis, the Pakistani army is the number one army in the world and the ISI is the number one intelligence agency in the world, and the number one and number one, right? Both the number one. No clue what is happening in Pakistan. They haven't the foggiest notion what is happening, who's coming, who's... these guys, these terrorists seem to be able to attack at will. Jen friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. So, Hilal-e-Pakistan is an award, in Pakistan which is held in very, very high esteem, but only inside Pakistan. Nobody else cares about Hilal-e-Pakistan anywhere outside of Pakistan. Even Pakistanis outside of Pakistan don't care about this award. But what the Pakistanis did was, and let me read out to you, this is very interesting and funny at the same time. So, President Dr. Arif Alvi on Monday conferred the Hilal-e-Pakistan Award on Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng in recognition of his contribution to the Pakistan-China friendship and promotion of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Basically, this guy, He Lifeng, who's the Vice Premier of China, whatever that means, He Lifeng was instrumental in getting Pakistan loans. All right? So this guy was instrumental in getting Pakistan loans. This guy was instrumental. He may be on the take because, as you know, the Chinese, there is corruption even in India, right? But it's still looked down upon. If you're caught taking a bribe, it is something to be ashamed of. There is public humiliation. Apart from the fact that you will go to prison, but there is public humiliation and corruption in India has come down. In China, it is institutionalized. Money is worshipped in China. It is institutionalized, and I will not be surprised if the Vice Premier of China was on the take and several $1 billion went to his private Swiss account through Pakistan. Now, what has happened is that this Hilal-e-Pakistan award was conferred on this gentleman and he has come all the way. Pakistan says that fantastic friend of Pakistan, China, Pakistan, Zindabad and all that nonsense which Pakistanis speak. And also, one of the main guys who's been pushing forward the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. Now, in his speech, He Lifeng said that the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor has brought prosperity to the people of Pakistan. This is what he claimed. Now, I don't understand because I'm not an economist, first of all, so I'm not the right guy to comment on this, but I have a basic understanding of money, right? If it has improved the situation of Pakistan and Pakistanis, how come Pakistan is begging, right? So, this guy says that, you see, look at the scam. I want to explain the scam to you, ladies and gentlemen. So, He Lifeng, the Vice Premier of China, says that, the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor has changed the fortune of Pakistan and Pakistanis. And for changing of that fortune, the Pakistanis give him Hilal-e-Pakistan. Because obviously, you've been successful, so you've been given a reward. So, this is a reward for the success of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor and for this guy being such a great friend of Pakistan, blah, blah. So, he says, fantastic success. Pakistan says, great, he's a jolly good fellow. Give him this Hilal-e-Pakistan, whatever it is, right? They both agree that China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is a great piece of art and great piece of engineering and great economic marvel, etc. And yet, one guy gave the award, one guy took the award, one guy said we are a great success, the other guy said, yeah, all of us are a great successes. But yet Pakistan is begging for money. And it is not China that is giving them the money. China is merely rolling over the previous loans. And maybe a few $100 million here and there. The bigger money is coming from the West and from the Arab countries. And they gave Hilal-e-Pakistan to this guy just because he said that the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor is... See, I'll never understand Pakistan. Nobody will ever understand Pakistan. I don't think even the Pakistanis understand Pakistan. It is that confusing, right? So, more than 54 people have died in that Bajaur blast, and out of them, 23 are children. Just imagine. 23 are children. And nobody bats an eyelid. There is one off-the-cuff tweet saying that something very bad has happened and we condemn it, blah, blah. Now, back to the festivities. And there are reports in Pakistan which say that, there have been suicide attacks after suicide attacks after suicide attacks in Pakistan. And the Pakistani army has no clue. The Pakistani intelligence agencies, which according to Pakistanis, the Pakistani army is the number one army in the world and the ISI is the number one intelligence agency in the world. And the number one and number one right? Both the number ones have no clue what is happening in Pakistan. They haven't the foggiest notion what is happening, who's coming, who's... these guys, these terrorists seem to be able to attack at will. They enter Pakistan, they kill a few guys, they go back. And they come again after 3-4 days, they kill a few guys and they go back. And there is nothing Pakistan can do about it, except to take a beating and grin and bear it. That is all Pakistan is doing now. What is happening in Sweden and Denmark? There have been a lot of requests, as I said, of people who wanted to burn the Quran and maybe other holy books also. Now, what has happened is that yesterday, and today is Tuesday, so yesterday, Monday, there were 2 incidents in which the Quran was burnt, right? And things are going absolutely crazy. Things are going absolutely nuts there, and people are burning Quran, people are writing to the government, we want permission to burn the Quran. And as per the law, it is legal to burn the Quran there. It is absolutely legal. There is nothing that you can do about it. That is the law. And they will make statements, the Swedish government, the Dane government, they will make some sort of statement that we are trying to legally look at it. As I said in yesterday's video also, don't legally look at it. Yeah. Why should you look at it legally? Look at it from a parliamentary perspective. Make a law. Laws are, in India also, who are the parliamentarians in India? They're essentially lawmakers. They're the lawgivers. They give us laws. They make laws in the parliament because parliament is the highest body. There is no body which is bigger than the parliament. Similarly, in Europe, it's a democracy. In Denmark, in Sweden, the parliament. Go to the parliament and say that anybody who burns a holy book will be given 15 years in prison. But will you do that? No. You're going to have some sort of police people, or some third-party agencies applying pressure and trying to talk to these guys. Don't do it, otherwise we'll get attacked and stuff like that. But you should make a law if you're serious about stopping Quran burning. You should make a law. You should have very strict laws. You should make a law saying that, you burn a Quran or you burn any holy book, you go to jail for 10 years, 15 years. But is Europe willing to do that? No. Because Europeans believe that freedom of expression is absolute. And people must have the right to burn any holy book that they desire. And don't be surprised if the European Christians one day, in a mark of protest, just burn the Bible. They're crazy. They'll do anything, right? Which is to be condemned, by the way, but that's how it is in Europe. Anyway, so 2 things have happened as a result. First of all, here I'm reading from this article, very, very interesting. Pakistan never ceases to amaze. European Air Safety Agency, it's called the European Union Aviation Safety Agency, EASA. It has said that our airlines are advised not to fly low. So they've given some sort of a ceiling that if you're going over Lahore and Karachi especially, please fly very high, don't fly low. So they're saying that there are terrorists here who have anti-aviation weaponry. So when you say anti-aviation weaponry, you essentially mean anti-aircraft capability. So anti-aircraft is a typical military term, right? Anti-aircraft, anti-drone, anti-missile, etc. But here when you say anti-aircraft in the armed forces, at least in the Indian Army, I can only vouch for the Indian Army, you are specifically talking about enemy military aircraft. You're not talking about civilian aircrafts at all. You're talking about only military aircraft. But here it says anti-aviation. Look at the words that have been used. Look at the nomenclature, anti-aviation weaponry, which means that these terrorists are happy to take down civilian airliners. And they've done that in the past, absolutely. So what they have is man-pads, man-portable air defense systems. Man-portable air defense systems are systems which one man can operate. Something like a Stinger missile, that's a man-pad, so to say. We have IGLAs in the Indian Army and we are getting more. We're getting outside stuff also, but we use IGLAs in the Indian Army. So these are man-pads, like one guy, he has a missile, this thing, and he aims at the aircraft and goes boom. So here is an aircraft from a European country which is flying over Karachi and Lahore, for example. And don't get upset, I did not take the name of Karachi and Lahore. It's mentioned in the article that, let's say a civilian aircraft, a European civilian aircraft is flying. And, some Pakistani might say that in Europe there is desecration of the Quran. So I am going to take revenge on these 350 clueless people who are not involved in the desecration at all. Maybe they're not even Swedish or not even Dane. Maybe they're from Italy. Maybe they're from UK or France, where these things have not happened as yet. right? Of course, in France, the Charlie Hebdo cartoons happened, but I'm talking about the Quran desecration. Or maybe there's some other country, maybe Germany, who has not done anything. Germans, maybe it's just that. It's a Lufthansa. But for the Pakistanis, mostly illiterate, one white guy is as guilty as the next white guy. They'll just kill everybody. So this is exactly what they're saying. And in a turn of events, you know what the Americans are saying? Americans are saying Europe is not safe. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is coming straight from the United States of America, and the United States of America says, I'm going to read this out for you. The US State Department on Monday issued a travel alert to US citizens concerning continued threat of terrorist attacks throughout Europe. In the alert, the State Department cited recent incidents in France, Russia, Sweden, and the United Kingdom to demonstrate the extremist groups, including Islamic State, Al-Qaeda, and their affiliates have the ability to plan and execute terrorist attacks in Europe. So this is what it is, and this is a Business Standard article. So, lots going on. The Russian war, but I don't think the Russians or the Ukrainians, even in their wildest dreams, will try and take out a civilian airliner. They're not going to do that. There is simply too much heat, right? It is only radical Islamists who will kill innocent civilians. I mean, see, there are two things. Even Russians have killed innocent civilians, and even Ukrainians are now killing innocent civilians. So that is one part. But you see, in a war, there will be collateral damage, right? So, and I'm not defending collateral damage. It is reprehensible, but I'm just trying to explain as a soldier how it happens, is that no professional soldier says, okay, here are a bunch of 100 civilians and it'll be fun to kill them. Yeah. So let's shoot a missile at this building and there are 100 civilians and let's watch them burn. That is never the case. I'm sure that is not the case with the Russians, and I'm sure that is not the case with the Ukrainians. What you do is when you fire a missile, not all of them are extremely accurate, which is why it is called collateral damage. You aim for a military target and sometimes you hit that military target, but the fallout is such that other people get impacted, or you simply miss that. There is another term called friendly fire, in which without knowing, unknowingly, you end up killing your own people. Let's say there is a case of friendly fire, and then the Russians, they actually want to shoot at the Ukrainians, but some miscalculation happens, some mistake happens, and they end up killing Russian soldiers. Happens a lot with artillery, and does not happen now, but during the good old days, such things would happen. Friendly fire was not very uncommon, right? But nobody will take down an airliner. But the radical Islamists, they are the exact opposite. Like Al-Qaeda, see 3,000 innocent people here, World Trade Tower. It'll be fun to fly planes into the tower here. Let's kill some civilians. There is a difference in mindset, and this difference is very important. So this is what America is warning against. America is saying, Europe is heading for a terror strike. And ladies and gentlemen, this is something that I've been repeating ad nauseum. Ad nauseum. You've let the genie out of the bottle in Europe. I'm not even saying the far right people are bad in Europe. I'm saying that the fascist forces of Europe, people who follow the ideology of Adolf Hitler and Mussolini, such people, that genie is out of the bottle. And this Quran desecration will continue. I've been saying it for more than a month now. And if you look at the previous videos, you'll realize that I've been saying it time and again. This is going to happen. And you know what's going to happen? Let me predict something else. Bad and unfortunate, though it may be, but this is the truth, ladies and gentlemen. What is going to happen is, there will be Quran desecrations. Al-Qaeda or the Islamic State will plan an attack and will be successful. They will kill innocent people. And I'm sorry I'm saying this, but as an analyst, this is what I think. And there are going to be more cartoons like Charlie Hebdo, Prophet Muhammad cartoons. Somebody is going to do that. Somebody is going to again burn Quran. There is going to be another attack. Then again somebody will burn something else. All this will continue in Europe till the time the common European is fed up. The 90% of the white population is fed up. And they overwhelmingly vote a fascist government to power. Read about the Treaty of Versailles. Most of you are interested. Read about the Treaty of Versailles. actually it was the collective sense of shame amongst the German people, because when the other powers, they forced Germany to sign the Treaty of Versailles, the terms and conditions of the Treaty of Versailles were so humiliating that the Germans, normally a nice people, they felt so humiliated. They felt so humiliated that they started, actually saying that we will defy everybody, let the world burn. Because that humiliation was too much to endure for Germany. And I'm not saying this from an emotional perspective, this is history. Please read the Treaty of Versailles. The humiliation for the German people was so much after the Treaty of Versailles because the terms and conditions were so humiliating. And it was through that mass sense of humiliation that one guy who had served in the German army and who was a below average painter started giving speeches and started interacting with people, and he developed a mass following. And he became the Führer, or the boss of Germany. I'm talking about Adolf Hitler. You see, these fascist forces, how they work. Again in Europe, with increased attacks, and there are going to be attacks, the resultant of that attack will be fascist governments in power. And once the fascists are in power, then, I've been saying this again and again, and I've come in for a lot of flack, but I will say it again. 1,000 Osama bin Ladens, they don't compare to Adolf Hitler. That is the kind of pure evil that Hitler was. And people of the same mindset are slowly and slowly crawling out of the woodwork in Europe. And there is nothing that the world can do to stop them. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, press like, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.